Today, I will be going over how to take your valve cover off and install stakedown kits, also known as tappet guide holders. These holders hold down the tappet guides from the exhaust side, which often overheats, allowing these tappet guides to come loose and hit the camshaft. So these tappet guides will be installed without removal of the engine. So if you own a Jaguar XJ6 just like me, you can test this by taking off your oil cap. That will allow you to see if you have these plates installed. So I got my flatheads, so we're just gonna take this hose off, and once we do that, we should be pretty much good. Oh, and this hose right here. And then we should be good to start taking these nuts off. All right, we can pop that off. Just place it down there. And now, you see here, I'm just gonna start by taking this hose off. Take this bottom hose off real quick. Oh, no, I'm trying to look at the camera and do this at the same time. All right. Should I pry this off? Just breaking all these loose and then I'll take these off by hand. These really shouldn't be that tight. I think they're only supposed to be torqued to like 7 to 8 pounds. So you could just really tighten it by hand. Yeah, gotta remove this one first though. So you can't replace the washers, the copper washers, and also the nuts. And then of course you'll need a new valve cover gasket as well as a side rubber gasket for the valve cover. So you have clearance, and then there's another spacer. All right. You guys can't see how clean this is because I just did this job. So yours is not going to be that easy. We're going to do a test run to see if we can see the tappet guides moving. Alright guys, I just got finished up cleaning out all the oil out of all the wells, and I'm going to cover up the timing chain and the timing chain guides and all of that, and then these wells right here. I'm probably going to put a rag in these and maybe a rag and tape over this, and guys are in place right now. I'm going to be drilling into them soon. As you can see, I've got everything covered up pretty much. I shoved these rags down into the well holes, and I'm going to be lining these up so that I can make sure I get an accurate hole. So pretty much if I just push up and wiggle side to side and they're solid, it looks good. I mean, the clearance on the valves from what I can see look great, so very close though, but as you can see there is clearance. So this center one does fit the best, I noticed that, and then these two sides, they fit, but they're a little bit, I mean, they're not perfect. But remember, the self-tapping screws will make up for it. So there's a little bit of room for adjustment. Those holes are bigger than the self-tappers, and just remember, guys, that there's two kinds. There's a middle piece, and then the two on the outside are the same. Now comes time for the most tedious part of this whole project. Now, just remember, guys, this is a aluminum head, so it's going to be soft. So you're going to want to go at a moderate speed, but light pressure. And don't forget to lubricate your drill bit with, I use 3-in-1, you can use WD-40. Now, the tape on the drill bit in the video is basically just a guide to where I need to know how far I need to go into the head. This allows me not to go too deep while going deep enough to where my self-tapper won't bottom out. And you can simply do this by taking a self-tapper and a bracket and then marking on a drill bit where they go into. Every single time I am taking the drill bit out, I'm cleaning it and lubing it too with 3-in-1 oil.
Yeah, another eighth, maybe less. Thank you, there. You're going to want to go a little bit more because it's hitting my finger. Hole in there somewhere.
You okay?
Same thing, maybe a touch deeper.
All right. Just remember, you guys are going to hit your head at least 5 times every single time you do a job on a Jaguar.
Make sure the screws go all the way in. Yeah, it shows on the tape too, just a touch more. Good there. Well, maybe a touch more. Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah.
All right, so I'm just going to put a screw in the middle of this bracket so that it doesn't move around. You really just want to push it down and up as much as you can, and then it's a good spot. Looks good. Director Brian Lilly, Associate Director David Pfeiffer. Guys, after wiping and air compressing many times, I've put transmission fluid in there to try to get all the little cracks and every crevices. So I'm just gonna keep pouring it in there and then wiping it. Try to not get it down the engine, but it's okay if you get a little bit. So I'm just gonna go and suck it up with a rag now, just like I did in the beginning. Try to get it all out. This will get the remainder of the metal chips out. Instead of being in the engines, now it's on your rag, so.
Go ahead.
All right. Once you guys got all of these wells cleaned out, you're gonna wanna put your brackets back on and then start tapping your self-tapping screws. So I'm just using a screwdriver for this, not a regular impact. It might be difficult because they are like really close to the camshaft. You've cleaned out the gasket. You can just clean it with brake cleaner and then put the gasket on there. And so you're just gonna do a couple thin beads on the gasket sealer. These are thick, but I'm also gonna do a little bit on the top. This piece is not going to stick in there, right? It's only going to be flat once you torque it down. And then you are gonna wait 12 hours to torque it down and put all the bolts on there and stuff. Well, you can put the bolts on there right now, but torque it down later. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I know there wasn't a lot of stuff on YouTube about this, so I hope this helps anyone trying to do this at home. Please subscribe for more Jaguar videos and automotive videos to come. Thank you guys.